Andres from AA Sports reporting to you after attending the Sharks game on Monday night. And as you see behind me, I got the jerseys up. I got the sweatshirt here in the background as well. I'm rocking the Sharks Lunar New Year beanie that I got from during their game versus, I believe, the Florida Panthers as well. So with that, I'm going to be talking about the San Jose Sharks and their game on Monday night versus the Calgary Flames. The San Jose Sharks lost 3-2 at home in what was their second to last home game of the season versus the Calgary Flames, a relatively low-scoring game for the first two periods. The Sharks started off looking like the stronger team, playing with much more energy in comparison to the games last week. The Sharks scored first with a goal by Will Smith in the final minute of the first period. Smitty had a really good game overall, but outside of that, it was a battle between the goalies. Both Romanoff and Wolf played very well, and in the third period, it came down to which defense would hold stronger. But unfortunately, guys, in a scenario like that, a game where it comes down to which defense cracks first, let's face it, we all know the outcome there, especially given the Sharks have struggled versus Canadian teams this year, along with having the worst ranked defense in the NHL. The Sharks kept the Flames scoreless in the first two periods, but then conceded 3 goals in the third, failing to close the game out. They did get another goal on a 6-on-4 play in the final minutes. The Sharks got a power play. They also pulled Georgi Romanov off the ice for the extra forward, and Smitty scored his second goal of the game. But outside of that, they were unable to get a third goal to force OT, and that was how the game ended. Final score, the Sharks lose 3-2 at home versus Calgary. Here are the Sharks' grades for this performance. Offensive front, B+. Overall, the offense was not a major problem in this game. Smitty and Celebrini did Smitty and Celebrini things, and the two played well and showed why the future is teal. Will Smith also scored both goals, so he was arguably one of the best players on the ice. Nikolai Kovalenko also had a good game. He was given a top-line opportunity playing alongside Smith and Celebrini. He got a primary assist on the first goal and had a good game. However, his style of play, I don't think best fits the top line, that playmaking and scoring line. While he can definitely contribute, as we saw in this game with that assist, Kovalenko is more of a player who makes his presence known through his more physical style of play in comparison to players like Eklund and Celebrini and those guys. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Kovalenko play more on the third line and maybe be moved up to the second line on occasion going forward in the future. Outside of that, while the Sharks failed to score on many chances, it was mostly because of Flames goaltender Dustin Wolf, who had a world-class performance in between the posts for Calgary on Monday night. To his credit, Wolf made me want to call San Jose PD so they could come in and arrest him, just stop him from getting away with the absolute robbery like he did versus Macklin Celebrini in this game. Celebrini should have scored at least once, but Wolf somehow got to the puck before it crossed the goal line. Celebrini had a very close opportunity in the first period, but Dustin Wolf, again, just having an incredible rookie year. And I'll tell you what, for any Flames fans watching this video, I'll tell you what, guys, you got something special with this rookie goalkeeper. He is definitely a goalie to build your defense up around. Now, moving on to the defensemen. I gave them a B grade. They weren't as much of a problem until the third period. It was a low-scoring first 40 minutes and looked like a defensive battle. But again, in such scenarios this year, when it comes down to which defense cracks first, we all know that outcome, especially when it comes to penalty kills. They again conceded another goal while trying to kill power plays to the Flames in this game. General manager Greer, he really needs to use the cap space next year on some god-tier defensemen. The Sharks entering next year will have to spend $20 million just to reach the salary cap floor, which for those who don't know, that's like the equivalent of the minimum you have to spend on the team. That's not even the maximum salary cap. So with that $20 million to spend to reach the cap floor, yeah, please, let's get some defensemen. Enforcers. Once again, another friendly reminder for those who are either new to my channel and my grading content for hockey, or for those who follow it on a regular basis, and who are probably laughing like, why are you grading enforcers? Yes, I am aware. Enforcers, it's not an actual position on the team. It's not an official position like, say, a forward or a goalie or a defenseman, for example. It's more of a leadership role on the team. So that I do grade it in that regard, especially when it comes to some of the things that happen in terms of defending teammates and occasional fights, those kind of things. Enforcers, B grade. Goodrow and the fourth line didn't create, Sports Illustrated headlines, but still had a clean game. Dellandrea was okay, but looked as if he was just kind of more so going through the motions on the ice. And then Gregor was present, which it's something, but yeah. Moving on to the next grading category, the goalkeeper. I'm giving Georgi Romanov an A. 27 saves out of 30 shots faced and a 90% save percentage. This was a battle between the two goalies. Both played really well, and while 3 did get past Georgi Romanov, he for the most part went toe-to-toe with Dustin Wolf and made some solid saves. While leaving the Shark tank, everyone was, talking about how it was such a nice change in pace to not walk out feeling mad about the goalie's performance for once. The Sharks have found a diamond in the rough with Georgi Romanov, in my opinion, and he and Yaroslav Askarov as the goalies are going to be the Siberian line next year. Siberian line, the new Lund line. I really do like what the Sharks have in these two goalies going forward. Head coach, C+. Hooray! Ryan Warsofsky, you at least saved Georgiev from Georgiev for this game. Now, please do that the rest of the damn season. And start developing one of our two goalies next year in Georgi Romanov. He also got his team to play with a bit more energy, which is why they did well in the first two periods. So I'll give Ryan Warsofsky credit there. I like how he tried to give Kovalenko a top line chance. And he got that assist. But now that we have seen him play top line, he will probably be more of a second or third liner. But nevertheless, I do like Ryan Warsofsky is being willing to experiment there, especially because Kovalenko is clearly one of the more better players in terms of those guys who have a more physical style of play. So experimenting there, I do like that. I like that he gave him that chance. And if you're not going to experiment in these final games of the season, then when the hell are you going to experiment to build up for next year? But outside of that and some of those positives from the coaching, honestly, it felt like more of the same. I mean, Bro is really struggling to get good results against Canadian teams. I mean, outside of the 2 wins against Toronto, they have not won a single game versus any other Canadian team. Granted, some of it isn't Warsaw's fault, like how we knew the blue line for SJ would be ugly for most of the year. The defensemen have really struggled. But this trend is definitely something that is worrying going forward, and something that we should all look to watch and look to see Warsofsky try to improve on. We should expect him to do better against Canadian teams in the future, because something like this, especially with 3 Canadian teams, the Oilers, the Canucks, the Flames, all in the Pacific Division, the same division that the Sharks are in, having a trend where you struggle against Canadian teams, that's simply not sustainable in the long term. So there you have it. Those are my grades for pretty much all of the categories for the Sharks that I usually give. Overall, as a complete team, I will give the Sharks a B grade for this performance. I thought they definitely played better in comparison to the games versus, say, the Kraken and especially against the Rangers, two very, very ugly games. In my opinion. So I think a B grade for the team as a whole is fair. And their next game will be tonight against the Minnesota Wild. Will be the first of a series of away games. And their final home game will be, I believe, next week on the 13th versus the Edmonton Oilers. That will be their final home game of the year as well as their final game of the year. So we'll see what happens there. So there you have it. Those are my grades for the Sharks. Guys, thank you so much for supporting this passion project so far. And thanks for watching this video. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe. And of course, feel free to check out some of my other sports content, whether it be the 49ers, the Giants. I plan to do some Giants content in the summer as well as some of my other sports content, including football content. I will have a video coming out regarding Club America and their shocking elimination from the Conca champions, as well as my Mexico national team content as well. The women's team had a couple of football matches against Jamaica, so I will also be posting a couple of videos for that as well. So guys, leave a like, subscribe, stay tuned into the Passion Project as more is to come. Thank you so much. Go Sharks.